What's up everybody, Greg here with LensProToGo and Lens Rentals, and in this video we're going to be shooting in anamorphic. Specifically with the Atlas Orion anamorphic lenses. I have the 40mm and 65mm here with me today. We're going to be shooting on the red weapon with the 8K helium sensor. First we're going to take a look at the 65mm and then we'll switch over and take a look at the 40mm. So let's get into it. So the first test that we're going to look at is the breathing test. Now we're opened up to a T2.8 and we're just going to rack focus through the focus range, going from close focus to infinity. And if you look on the edges, you can see how it sort of zooms in and out, and you see more of those windows as we rack to close focus. Now this is that breathing that I'm talking about, and you can definitely see it moves a little bit, but it's not nearly as much as like the Lomo anamorphics or some of the older vintage stuff. Next up, we're going to look at bokeh, going through the full aperture range from T2 to T16. We have some lights in front so you can see some close focus bokeh, as well as some lights way in the back to see some far focus. You can see as we go wide open, we start to get some points on the ends, but around a 2.8 or like a 3, we're getting some really nice circular oval bokeh. Going to the edge distortion and sharpness, we're going to pan back and forth to see how it distorts as we get to the edge of frame, as well as the sharpness. And at a T2.8, it's pretty solid across the whole frame. Now I shot most of these tests at a T2.8 because the T2 is a little bit soft, and I'll go back and show you that in the bokeh test. When we're wide open, you can see a little bit of ghosting and just overall softness of the image. So just jumping back to that bokeh shot real quick, here you can see it, we're wide open on the lens, and if you look at the logoing on my hat, the RVCA, you can see some ghosting in there, as well as like pretty much the whole rim and edge of my hat, and just an overall softness of the image. You don't get that tack sharp look like you get at a 2.8. Then the last test we're going to look at is a flaring test. So I'm going to turn on this light right here, and we're just going to go around the inside of frame, panning around, and then I'm going to brighten it up so we have a little bit more light in there. And you see that we get this crazy blue flare, which is very J.J. Abrams, and just some really crazy sci-fi type flares, which are pretty cool if that's what you're going for. And then the last test that we're going to look at is close focus, and we're at a T2.8 again, and we rack to the closest focus that it can go, and I moved in. So this is as tight as you can get while still getting it in focus with the 65mm lens. So that's gonna wrap it up for the lens test of the Atlas Orion 65mm anamorphic lens. I hope you guys enjoyed this test. If you wanna try this lens out for yourself, there's gonna be links in the description below. Also, if you have any questions about this lens or wanna check out some other footage shot with this camera, there's gonna be some links at the end of this video. If you guys enjoy these lens tests and wanna see more of them, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for new videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.